Hello and welcome to No Win, No Fee, the show where all 12 of today's contestants are hoping to go home with £4,000, and I'm hoping they don't. Why? Well, because I do not get paid for presenting the show. If any of these people take the money today, then I go home with absolutely nothing. Zero. No win, no fee for me. If you don't believe me, there it is in black and white. Take a look at my contract. Read what it says there. Remuneration. The presenter agrees that he shall receive no fee for providing the services. In fact, the only way I take anything home today is if this lot fail to win the £4,000 and then I get the money. Let's meet the people who are standing in the way of me and my fee. There's Claire, Tony, Nikki, Ruth, Eddie, Aaron, Sam, George, Linda, Ali, Kevin and Peter. Now, you're all complete strangers to one another. All you really know are each other's names because you only met just before the show. And this is a game of assumption and presumption. I'm going to ask you all to choose players you think are going to get a question wrong. So it's sudden death and it's all about first impressions. There are 12 of you here now. I'm delighted to say that in a few minutes there are going to be just 6 of you. And we start as ever by randomly selecting just one person. Somebody's going to come up, choose a question, and then select an opponent they think is going to get that question wrong. Will get us going today. And it's Ruth. Ruth, I wonder how good a judge of character you are. Ruth, will you join me and choose your question? Hello, Ruth.
Hello.
Would you say you're a good judge of character?
Sometimes.
Let's hope you are now, because there's a lot of money resting on this, £4,000. Here we go. 2 questions. Which one do you think is hardest for the people in front of you, top or bottom?
I choose the bottom question.
We're going for the bottom question. Sure about that?
Positive.
We're going to read the bottom question, because that's the one you think somebody here is going to get wrong.
Yes.
If they get it right, you're out.
Yes.
Tough game, this. Watch their reactions. Don Diego de Vega is the real identity of which silver screen swashbuckler? What are you thinking? Anybody calling to you straight away? Don't have to make your selection yet. What do you reckon?
George.
George, upon consideration, she doesn't think you're up to this question. Will you join us and face your question, please? So why did you pick George?
Instinct.
Instinct. Let's hope it pays off for you. OK, George, let's find out how his cinema knowledge is. Don Diego de Vega is the real identity of which silver screen swashbuckler? Still pleased you chose him?
Yes.
Of course, if he gets it right, you're out, Ruth.
Oh, I do know that. It's a sadistic game, this one.
And would you have known the answer if you'd been in that position?
No.
Right. Any thoughts at this stage? Don't have to give me your final answer.
Zorro.
That's your answer?
It is indeed.
If you're right, you're in. But if you're wrong, Ruth goes through to the final round. Ruth, he said Zorro, which means fox, of course, in Spanish. Played by Tyrone Power, more recently by Antonio Banderas. Zorro's the right answer. Which means, George, you're through to the next round. And Ruth, I'm happy to say, you're out. Goodbye. 1 down, 1 through, 10 people waiting. It's sudden death. It's about first impressions. Who's up next? And it's Tony. Good luck, Tony. Come and choose your question. Would you have known the answer to that question?
No.
Maybe it was an educated guess, or maybe George is bluffing. OK, you get a choice of 2 questions. Which one do you want to go for? Which one do you think someone's going to get wrong, top or bottom?
Let's go for the bottom one.
The bottom question. That's the one that you think somebody here is going to get wrong. If they get it right, you follow Ruth out of the door. Here's the question. Which country is the world's highest producer of gold? And he's studying you all. Eddie is looking very stone-faced. Nikki is not as happy as she was about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Who do you think is going to get your question wrong?
I think we'll go for Claire.
Claire, he thinks he can read you, or maybe he's got no faith in you. Claire, join me and face your question. So why do you want to go up against Claire?
Well, she was definitely not looking at me, so I think that gave it away.
But then she did and she smiled.
Maybe.
Might be double bluff.
Maybe.
Claire, as ever, you have to get this question right to stay in the game. If you do get it right, Tony's out. Here's your question. Which country is the world's highest producer of gold?
It is going to be a guess.
And what are you going to guess, Claire?
Brazil.
Brazil. If Brazil's the right answer, Tony, you're out. If it's wrong, it's goodbye, Claire. The answer is South Africa. Claire, you're wrong. Which means, Tony, you've won a place in the next round. And Claire, I'm happy to say, goodbye, you're out. Only 4 places left in the final round. 4 people are going home early. Somebody here may win £4,000. Or I'm going to get it. Who's up next? He's right in front of me. It's Aaron. Aaron, will you join me and choose your question? So you've settled in a bit now. Would you rather be picking a question or answering a question?
It depends what the questions are.
OK, these are your choices. Top or bottom? Which one do you fancy?
Bottom.
The bottom question.
Yep.
OK, the bottom question, because that's the one you think people are most likely to get wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they could have a guess, but it might well be a guess.
OK. Here's the question he wants me to put before you. How many continents does the Earth have? I think Kevin's wishing he paid more attention in geography, or maybe he's bluffing. Sam isn't looking at us now. She was earlier. Who do you think's going to get that question wrong?
I'm going to go for Sam.
Sam, he thinks you're going to fail on this one. He thinks you're going home early. Come and prove him wrong. Face your question. Aaron, you've still got a fair bit of choice. What made you pick Sam?
She didn't look too happy about the question the moment you read it, and she continued to look unhappy throughout.
If she does get it right, you're going to look unhappy.
Yep.
If you get it wrong, though, Sam, you're going home. You have to know the answer to this or guess the right answer. Here's the question. How many continents does the Earth have? Maybe she was bluffing you. Still happy with your choice?
As happy as anybody else.
Got to get this right, Sam.
Okay.
Maybe you'd like to share your feelings with us at this moment.
I reckon it's 7.
7. If there are 7 continents on the Earth, you're through to the next round. If you're wrong, Aaron gets through. In fact, the Earth does have 7 continents. Sam, you're right. Which means, Sam, take your place for the final round. Aaron, commiserations, but I'm happy to say you're going home. We're halfway there now. 3 down, 3 to go. Only 3 places, but 6 people in front of me. Who's up next to choose a question? And it's Nikki. Join us and choose your question. You've had a bit of time, settled in a bit maybe. Have you had a chance to sneak a peek at people's reactions?
Sort of.
OK, first of all, we need you to choose a question. Are you going to go for top or bottom? Which one do you think somebody here is going to get wrong to get you into the next round? Take your time.
Definitely the top.
The top question, not much hesitation. Take a look at their faces. Here's the question. When is St. George's Day? Linda looks thoughtful. Could be an act. So, Nikki, who's it going to be? Who's going to get the question you've chosen wrong?
Ali.
Ali, join us and face your question. Had a few choices there. What made you go for Ali without too much thinking time?
Because she's young and I don't think she knows something like that, because I don't.
Ali, you have to get this question right to go through to the next round. £4,000 at stake. If you do get it right, it's goodbye, Nikki. Here's your question. Take your time. When is St. George's Day? Still happy with your choice, Nikki?
Yes.
Ali, the question is, when is St. George's Day?
I have absolutely no idea. But for some reason, March popped into my head. So I'll go for March the 24th.
If the 24th of March is right, and if it's a guess, it's a kind of 365 to 1 shot, unless it's a
Very
leap year,
lucky, yeah.
then you're through to the next round. If you're wrong, you're out. The answer is St George's Day is April the 23rd. Ali, you're wrong. Which means Nikki chose well. Nikki, you're through to the next round. Ali, commiserations.
Thank you.
Been nice meeting you, but I'm happy to say you're out. So you can't show any mercy. Only 2 places left in the final round. This time it's Eddie who's going to choose someone he thinks is going to get a question wrong. Eddie, join me and choose that question. Happy to be picking a question, or would you rather be answering?
Oh, personally, I'd rather be answering.
Okay, well, you have got a choice, top or bottom. Which of those questions do you think somebody is going to get wrong?
I think the bottom one is more obscure, so that's one I'd like to ask.
Here's the question that Eddie has chosen, then he's going to choose one of you 3. Here we go. What is the capital of Ukraine? Once again, Linda's doing her thoughtful face. Peter looks confident to me. Could be a bluff. Okay, Eddie, who's going to get the question you've chosen wrong, do you think?
I think it's going to be Linda.
Well, Linda, your lovely expressive face has put you in the firing line. Will you join us and face your question? Why, Linda?
Well, the other two just, basically I couldn't read anything, so Linda I thought might be bluffing, but then again I thought I should be bluffing about bluffing, so...
But they could, of course, the guys could be frozen with terror.
Yes.
Bit late now, though. You've chosen Linda. Linda, you've got to get this question right to stay in the game. If you get it wrong, Eddie goes through. Here we go. Linda, what is the capital of Ukraine? What's going through your mind, Linda? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think I know this.
You think you know it?
Yeah, I think I do.
Right, so that puzzled face may have been an act. Do you want to give us an answer?
Yeah. I think it's Kiev.
Kiev is, if Kiev is right,
Kiev.
you're through to the next round. If it's not here, you're out. The answer is Kiev. Linda, you're right. Which means, Linda, you are through to the final round. Well done. And Eddie, commiserations. It's been lovely meeting you, but I'm happy to say you're out.
Thanks, Paul.
Kevin, Peter, Kevin. The only 2 contestants left standing. The only 2 still wondering who's going through to that final round. I wonder who it's going to be. Who's going to pick the question and who's going to answer? And that means Peter is going to choose a question. Come and do it now. So, Peter, you haven't got a choice of opponents. It's got to be Kevin answering, but you have got a choice of questions, and you've had a bit of time to weigh him up. There are your 2 questions. Which one do you think he can't answer? Which one is he going to get wrong?
I think the top one.
You think the top one?
Yes.
OK. I'm going to read this, Kevin. You can stay there for a bit in the interest of fairness. You're going to have the same thinking time as the other contestants. Peter has chosen a question he thinks you're going to get wrong. Here it is. Of which country is Zagreb the capital? Take your time. Still pleased with that question you chose, Peter?
Yes, I think of the 2.
OK. Kevin, will you join us now and face your question? Here's that question again, Kevin. You take your time. Of which country is Zagreb the capital? Would you have chosen Kevin, do you think, from his reaction to that question, had you had a full field to select from?
From the whole field, possibly not.
Quite impassive, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's smirking
just
now.
Just not away.
He's smiling. If he gets this right, you're out.
Yeah, right.
Don't want to think about that, do we?
No.
Are you thinking through some possible answers? Anything you want to share with us?
I think it's actually Croatia.
Croatia?
Yeah.
So you think Zagreb is the capital of Croatia?
Yeah.
If you're right, Kevin, you go through to the next round, and Peter goes out. If you're wrong, he's in your history.
Okay.
The answer is Croatia. Kevin, you're right. Which means, Kevin, you are through to the next round. Yeah. Peter, commiserations. I'm happy to say, goodbye, you're out. And well done to all 6 of you for getting this far. You've managed to eliminate your opponents, either because you're a good judge of character, or you're clever, or maybe you're just plain lucky. But we also hope you've been paying attention along the way to everybody else's strengths and weaknesses, because now it's time for you to go head-to-head with each other. And with me, of course. Why me? Well, if none of you win, I put that £4,000 in my pocket. Otherwise, I get nothing at all for presenting this show. So I hope it's no win, no fee for you, as we all take one step closer to that money. And in round 2, things get decidedly trickier. Judgment of character is now crucial. You've got to choose an opponent before hearing their question. I then read that question, and to stay in the game, you tell me if you think your opponent is going to get it right or wrong. As always, we start by randomly choosing one of you. So, £4,000. Somebody's going to join me and choose an opponent, and then predict whether that opponent is going to get the question wrong or right. And the first up in this round is going to be George. George, join me now and choose your opponent. Now, you did well in the first round because you got your question right. We're not sure whether you were bluffing, a bit nervous, or maybe you did at the last minute remember the answer, but we haven't seen you in action as a judge of character, and that's what this round is all about. Simple, really. You pick an opponent, I then read that person a question, and before you hear the answer, you tell me whether they're going to get it wrong or right. Who do you want to go for?
Nikki.
Nikki, George thinks he's got the measure of you. Come on up and face your question. So why Nikki, George?
I think I can suss her out.
You think you can suss her out? £4,000 at stake? Nikki, as ever, you have to get this question right to stay in the game. Before we hear your answer, George has got to predict whether you're going to get it right or wrong. Who founded the National Viewers and Listeners Association? First impressions, George. How good a judge of character are you?
I don't think she knows.
She's looking confident to me now.
It's fair enough.
Don't let me influence you. Nikki, if you do get it wrong, it's goodbye. But if you get it right, we've got the satisfaction of saying au revoir to George. Here's your question. Who founded the National Viewers and Listeners Association?
Mary Whitehouse.
If Mary Whitehouse is right, you're still in the game, and George is out. If you're wrong, he goes ahead.
Okey-doke.
I think it was started in the 1960s by, here's the answer, Mary Whitehouse. Nikki, you're right. That means, Nikki, you're still in the game. Well done. And George, I'm happy to say, sit down, because you're out. One down, 5 to go, because I want that £4,000. This time it's going to be Kevin. Kevin, join me now to choose your opponent. You coped well with the pressure in the last round. It gets even worse now. We're testing how good a judge of character you are. Who are you going to go for?
I think Linda. I'll go for Linda.
Linda, he thinks he's got the measure of you. Will you join us and face your question? Here's your question, Linda. Take your time. Which motorway links Edinburgh and Glasgow? You saw Linda in action earlier. Why did you pick her?
I'm not sure really. I just thought possibly easy to read. The rest of the faces looked very impassive.
And suddenly she's got a bit poker-faced, doesn't she? Suddenly she's not giving anything away at all. Is that because she doesn't know, or is she very confident and trying to psych you out?
I'm not sure. I think she'll get it wrong. I think she'll get the answer wrong.
So you think she's going to get it wrong?
I think she'll get it wrong. Yeah.
I think she'll get it right, but don't let me sway you.
Yeah. I'll stick with the wrong. I think she'll get it wrong.
You think she's going to get it wrong? Linda, if you do get this wrong, he stays in, you go. If you get it right, you're still in with a chance of £4,000. Which motorway links Edinburgh and Glasgow?
The A1.
The A1. If the A1 links Edinburgh and Glasgow, Linda, you're still in the game. If you're wrong, you're out, and Kevin stays in. The answer is the M8. So, Linda, you're wrong. Which means, Kevin, you're still in the game. And Linda, commiserations, but I'm happy to say you are out. 2 down, only 4 left. Only 4 people standing between me and £4,000. Who's going to be up next to choose an opponent? Oh, and it's Nikki. Nikki, how good a judge of character are you? Join me and choose your opponent. Now, you've done pretty well so far. You must think you've earned that £4,000. Who are you casting your eyes on now?
I'm going to choose Tony.
Tony, come on up and face your question. What was it about Tony that appealed to you?
I think it was about time he had a turn.
OK, this is your question. Tony, how long did the 30 Years' War last? Don't give us an answer. Would you have known that?
I think he's going to get it wrong.
You think he's going to get it wrong?
I do.
Yeah, what makes you think that?
Body language.
He's
Look at
suddenly
him on
going
his
forward, he's
heels,
rocking
yeah,
a bit.
It's very...
But he could be like a greyhound in the starting blocks waiting to get out there.
He'd better get it wrong. That's what I'm saying.
You think he's going to get it wrong?
I think so, yeah.
Tony, you have to get this right to stay in the game. How long did the 30 Years' War last? But take your time.
Might be a pure guess. I'll go for 33.
33. If the 30 Years' War lasted 33 years, Tony, you're in and Nick is out. The 30 Years' War lasted 30 years, so Tony, you're wrong. And that means, Nikki, you're still in the game. Tony, commiserations, but I'm happy to say you're out. 3 down, 3 to go, £4,000 up for grabs. Who's up next? And it's Kevin. Kevin, come and choose your opponent. OK, got through round 1. That was sudden death. First impressions. You've seen people now. You know a bit more about them. It's about judging character. Which opponent do you want to go up against? Nikki or Sam?
I'll try Sam.
Sam, come and face your question. OK. Sam, you've got to get the answer to this question right to stay in the game.
OK.
Sam, which English football club's nickname is the Toffee Men? What's your intuition, your judgment of character telling you now? She's going to get it right or wrong?
I think I'll go that she'll get it wrong.
You think she's going to get it wrong?
Yeah.
Sam, which English football club's nickname is the Toffee Men?
It's going to be a pure guess, and I'm going to say Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. If Aston Villa are the Toffee Men, it's you versus Nikki and me, of course, for £4,000. If it's not Aston Villa, if you're wrong, Kevin stays in the game and you're out. The Toffee Men are Everton. Sam, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Which means, Kevin, you are still in the game. Sam, unlucky.
That's right.
But I'm happy to say, sit down, you're out. Nikki versus Kevin, but who is going to be answering the question and who is going to be trying to guess whether their opponent is going to get it wrong or right? And it's Nikki. Of course, she's only got one opponent. It's Kevin. He'll be answering the question for £4,000. Will you both join me, please? OK, Kevin, you've got to get the answer to this question, as ever, right. If you do get it right, and before we hear the answer, Nikki says you're going to get it right, you're both still in the game. Guess what I want to happen? You can help me on this. I want you to get it wrong, but Nikki to think you're going to get it right. This will cheer you up, Nikki. Then I'll get £4,000. But don't let me influence you. Here's the question. You must get this right, Kevin. What do the Roman numerals XL represent? Plenty of thinking time. We want to give Nikki plenty of studying time.
He's definitely going to get it wrong.
Look at that handsome, cheery,
Look at that
confident
gulp. Look
face.
at that big gulp. Didn't you see it? He's going to get it wrong.
He's gulping because he's excited about what he's going to spend £4,000 on. He's going to get it right.
He's going to get it wrong.
Don't let me influence you, but I think he's going to get it
You're
right.
not going to influence me at all. He's going to get it wrong.
He knows it.
He's wrong. Look at him. Look.
I've never seen a more confident man on the show.
No. He's going to get it wrong.
£4,000 at stake. You think he's going to get it wrong?
I do.
Okay. Kevin, if you get this right, and you've got to get it right, you get £4,000. If you get it wrong, and you might get it wrong, Nikki gets £4,000. The only certainty is that there's no win, no fee for me. I don't get any money either way the decision goes. Kevin, what do the Roman numerals XL represent?
I'll go for 40.
If 40 is the right answer, then Kevin gets £4,000. If 40 is wrong, Nikki is today's winner and is £4,000 better off. The answer is 40. Kevin, you are right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Which means, Nikki, commiserations.
Never mind.
Sit down. You're out. You came a long way.
Okay.
And Kevin, congratulations. You've won £4,000. A lot of money. It took a lot of nerve to win it, a lot of general knowledge. Thank you for watching. No win, no fee. Kevin got the money. I got nothing. Join us again real soon the next time we play No Win, No Fee.